Alrighty then, my roll chums. It is I, Shadow the Hedgehog. Or you could call me Daniel, you could call me the pop culture dude, whatever. Anyway, I'm about to bring up some interesting Sonic movie news, and this isn't really an official statement or confirmation from the sequel. It's more like a rumor, so don't believe this 100%, just take it with a huge pinch of salt. So I know when people want to see other fan favorite Sonic the Hedgehog characters, and for the upcoming sequel, we're officially getting Tails, we're getting Knuckles, but people eventually want a little bit more characters. Like for an instance, I see that people want Amy Rose, they want Shadow the Hedgehog and Metal Sonic, and so on and so on. And don't get me wrong, I would love to see these characters in the big screen, but I just personally think that Tails and Knuckles are just enough to carry for the entire sequel. And besides, it will definitely save the budget for putting so much CGI characters for the sequel, like that should be enough. And if you don't believe me, go watch my latest Sonic Movie 2 video where literally both the writers, Pat Casey and Josh Miller, talked about the budget and basically how much money does it input for like adding a CGI character into the production. And they did say from this one podcast interview that there was this one character that was supposed to be added, but it was too expensive to add this one CGI character. But they said if they make a part 3, aka possibly a Sonic Movie 3, if the second movie becomes successful at the box office, it could possibly be a fan favorite character. And from the video that you're watching right now, I find one good rumor that could be related to it. But first, let's recap ourselves with Pat Casey and Josh Miller's comment about more potential Sonic fan favorite characters if a third movie gets greenlighted.
Yeah, I was really dreading when they would tell us, because like on the first movie, it's like once they do the budget and kind of get into the real production draft, it's sort of like, well, we got to lose this scene. Yeah, we got to lose this whole other character. It's a CG character, just too expensive. So I was just expecting that to happen, and we really only lost one thing, which I can't mention because I'm hoping maybe we could stick it in part 3 if there is a part 3. Yeah. But really, other than that, this one would have been a really fun Robotnik scene. All the other crazy shit that we put in the script is going to be in the movie, which is kind of mind-boggling.
Yeah, the Robotnik scene, unfortunately, they were like, this is a lot, and it really has nothing to do with the plot. We were like, but it's so cool! Possibly part 3.
So, from what I'm hearing from what Josh Miller and Pat Casey said about this potential idea that they want to add this other character, but they could not just because it'll be too expensive, and they would rather save it if they can make a third movie, but also this really cool scene that features Robotnik, and even though Jim Carrey is interested to play the role again, and he is, but this time more video game accurate looking size Eggman, and hopefully again for a third movie since Pat Casey and Josh Miller are open to do a script for a third movie. But about this potential CGI character, who could that be? Is it like a character that could set up for the end credit scenes, or they can't reveal who it is because they don't want to give away the surprise, but basically, I remember I read some people's comments by saying it could be Metal Sonic, which I definitely agree with you. That would be a nice way, because if it involves a huge scene Robotnik, is it going to be one way where he's going to create his own live-action version of Metal Sonic just because he has the blue quill that has unlimited energy and says, I'll be home by Christmas? That'll be pretty interesting. Or the most popular one, Shadow the Hedgehog. And I know what you're thinking, like, isn't Shadow introduced way too early for Sonic the Hedgehog 2? Yes, but according to this very reliable user that I eventually decided to show the news, his name is King of Speed. You can definitely subscribe to him to his YouTube channel. You can follow him on Twitter. He eventually just shows me this very interesting rumor. It's not confirmed, but it's rumor, so don't make it like it's guaranteed to be real or fake. So let's get into this rumor. So King of Speed decided to DM me on Twitter, eventually replies, I find this on Twitter, I can't say if it's real, but I think this is what they cut out for the sequel. And this post has eventually been published by @102Spirals, who posted, Friends and guys, great hype for everyone. I just received information about Sonic Movie 2 that a friend got from the Paramount Pictures Offices, and that is that Shadow will appear in the post-credit scene. How exciting and epic. Well, is it really 100% true that your friend eventually got the Paramount Pictures Offices? I mean, we can't say if this is true though, but what's so interesting, what King of Speed eventually replies to me by saying, this could be for the after credit scene, but eventually the post got deleted. Wait a minute. So you're telling me that this was actually a rumor that was actually intended to be like, not be too revealing on the internet? Like if I think about it by saying, if Shadow the Hedgehog, like if he is gonna show up in the end credits, similar to what they did with Tails in the first movie, and set him up for the third movie, and according to what Josh Miller said about cutting a major CGI character out and save it for the third movie, what if it is Shadow? Like think about it. but I don't really want Shadow to be shoved into the second movie just for the sake of fan service. Just focus on Tails and Knuckles, and I'll definitely be satisfied. There are enough characters that could carry the whole sequel. Don't do the Venom situation in Spider-Man 3 where you shoehorn a fan favorite character for the sake of merchandise and being a sellout, so you don't want to treat that with Shadow. And besides, one of the greatest things that I definitely would imagine that if Shadow the Hedgehog is teased for the third movie, he will definitely be like a good antagonist for the next film, especially if it features a major scene with Robotnik, since Shadow the Hedgehog's origin is connected to Robotnik. It will definitely great to see that in live action. And speaking of the casting, well, I'm not sure if I do want to pick a fan casting at this moment because it's kind of too early, but I'll definitely choose Keanu Reeves. And if you want to hear what Keanu Reeves will sound like as Shadow, just listen to this clip real quick.
Tell them all. Whoever comes, whoever it is, I'll kill them. I'll kill them all. I appreciate that. Give me your son. An opportunity to grieve alone. And your son took that from me. Stole that from me. Killed that from me!
I mean, that's gotta be so far the best fan casting so far for Shadow the Hedgehog, am I right? I mean, it would be a little bit weird though, just because if you look back at the first Sonic movie where literally Sonic is watching a Keanu Reeves movie, aka the 1994 movie Speed. When I find you, pop quiz, hotshot. There's a phone on the bus. Pop quiz, hotshot. Mwah, a classic line. And let's not forget that even director Jeff Fowler has been credited involved in the CG movie production by Blur Studio in the Shadow the Hedgehog video game spinoff, along with executive producer Tim Miller. So both Jeff Fowler and Tim Miller has their experience with Sega in history before, like way back, even before the Sonic the Hedgehog movie existed by its time. So either way, I'm not gonna say like, oh, is this rumor actually official? I mean, according to the sources that I got from the DM message, but also knowing that Josh Miller said that there's gonna be the CGI character that would have been saved for like the next film, possibly a third movie, I'm thinking, is it really Shadow the Hedgehog to be saved for the after credits? I don't know. You don't know. It's just pure speculation. Do you guys want to see Shadow in the final end credits of the second Sonic movie to set up the third movie, or would you rather see somebody else? So let me guys know down in the comments. But anyway, thank you guys for so much for watching this video. I'll definitely stay tuned for more Sonic movie sequel content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care now. Bye bye then.